Two companies will reach $2 trillion next year. And so the race to a $2 trillion market value is getting more exciting. Apple reached the $2 trillion market value threshold in August last year. That means Apple doubled in value in about 2 years. But it took Apple roughly 40 years to reach the $1 trillion market value. So, who will reach the $2 trillion market value next? Well, let's take a look. Looking at this chart, the most likely candidates are Microsoft and Amazon. Technology is once again driving the market, and the stakes are huge, as the market value of mega technology firms determine the composition of the S&P 500. Microsoft, with its productivity software like Word and cloud computing, could be worth over $2 trillion in about a year's time, maybe less. From here, it's a gain of only about 6%. This is not wild speculation, as analysts anticipate Microsoft will earn $7.37 a share in fiscal 2021. That's about 28% higher than in the same period of 2020. If so, that should do it. But right behind Microsoft is Amazon. It's really only a matter of time. The S&P 500 analysts are expecting Amazon stock to surge more than 25% in the next 12 months to over $4,000 a share. If the analysts are correct, that would put Amazon's value at just over $2 trillion, also in less than a year. But in my opinion, the charts have a different view on the matter. So, let's take a look. And we're now looking at a 20-year monthly chart on Microsoft Corp, and the symbol is MSFT. And for disclosure purposes, I do not hold any shares in Microsoft at this time. And taking a look at the chart, this is one of the most perfect charts you'll ever see from that low in 2019. Of course, it's been a nice ride and then going parabolic here. Now, the price chart shows no sign of slowing down. Let's see what the oscillators say. Volume looks fine, and then the MAC. This is my main signal for this kind of analysis, and right now it looks stupendous. Moving on from 2013, it elevated above the zero line and has just gone parabolic. Had a few hiccups in the move, say here and maybe even here, but now we're getting another acceleration. You'll see that acceleration here in the histogram. It topped out at that point, came on down, but it looks like it's getting another move on up. So I think that acceleration is going to bring it over that $2 trillion mark in not too long. Price rate of change also shows no sign of slowing down. Relative strength is a bit tepid with that downward trend line. So this needs to move on up and continue into the future, and I think it will. The same here with stochastics. Nice move, staying in that overbought territory through the past several years. Very, very strong. I think the Williams also shows that it has a strength to continue and move up into that $2 trillion mark. So I'm putting my money on Microsoft, and that's only figuratively. I'm not going to be buying Microsoft stock. I'm just saying I think Microsoft is next up to the $2 trillion mark. Now let's go take a look at Amazon. And now we're looking at a 20-year monthly chart on Amazon, and the symbol is AMZN. For disclosure purposes, I do not hold any shares of Amazon at this time. A nice chart too, from 2009 moving on the way up, but the hiccups that Amazon have had are a little bit more significant than Microsoft. And as I said, the analysts are looking for a 25% surge in Amazon stock coming in the next year. And I think they may be a little disappointed. At least that's what the charts have in store for the analysts, is a bit of disappointment. Now, volume does look fine. But here's the problem that I see in the chart. From this nice low here, we moved on up, But now it certainly looks like the MAC fast line is topping at this point. It's getting a minor reflection off of the slow line right here, and that reflection may take it on up. But I think what's going to happen is that the fast line will come through the slow line. At least that's the probabilities that I'm judging. And if it comes through on the downside, like it did here, go up to the price chart, and you can see that the price, it did stall here, and it did not reach that new high and head above that for over a year. Moving back down here. So I don't know if it's going to take a year to recover or not, but I don't think that a surge in the price is in store, at least in this coming year. Histogram shows that that top was here and it has slid all the way down here. No real sign of a resurgence in that histogram. And the price rate of change shows a little bit of sawtoothing up here, but I think it's going to be relatively minor. I think that downward trend is going to take hold, and I think that this sawtooth will head back down and through the slow line. At least that's just my opinion. Here, in the relative strength, this also looks much weaker than Microsoft. This will continue on up here, but I think that downward trend line is still going to pull Amazon down. The stochastics look all right, not too bad, and neither does the Williams, but I do say that both of these are showing some signs of at least a struggle for Amazon. I don't necessarily think that Amazon stock is going to plummet from these levels, but I just think it's going to do another bit of sideways trading for the next while or so, while Microsoft continues on upward. The $2 trillion mark, I think Amazon will reach, but it's going to be in third place behind Apple and Microsoft. And for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.